What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Man, this has been the end of probably my worst week in trucking. And these last couple days rival them flour loads. It has not been a good last few days. We're going to get to that in a minute. But before I get on to that, I do want to give a shout out to all the heroes in the trucking industry. All you trainers out there that are training people to come into this industry, primarily those of you guys that are doing the team training over the road. Boy, I know that you guys are going through it, so shout out to all you guys. You guys are, and I'm not even joking around about this, you guys are truly heroes. So anyway, let's talk about this last few days and kind of where I ended up. I think the last thing I mentioned was where I went to the receiver twice and got turned away. So I get turned away the second time, find a place to park, right? There's a Sheetz in Allentown, Pennsylvania, I-78, exit 45. Spots there are so big, it's almost actually too big of spots. I mean, it's almost like it's harder to back in when the spots are that wide open. But anyway, I'm there chilling, right? So I'm expecting them to reschedule the delivery for today. But I get a call from my fleet manager and he's like, hey, can you get that load back up there? And I was a little agitated, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm really unfamiliar with the area, so I'm not sure what the parking situation's like. So I tell him, so you want me to leave this convenient parking spot I have right now to go there and deliver this just to end up in a position where I can't park again? And I got to give him credit. He's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking you to do. So sometimes when people are hemming and hawing, that's when you think, this might be something that they want you to do as opposed to need you to do. So I was like, all right, I'm a little pissed off. And I told him, I'm a little upset, but, I'm never going to get sideways with you. But, this hasn't really been a good week. He's like, understand, whatever. So I go back up there to deliver the load, pull up to the gate, and what do they tell me? This isn't supposed to get delivered till tomorrow. So now I'm about to go through the roof again in my mind, because I'm never going to get sideways with a shipper, receiver, fleet manager, anybody that I'm conducting any kind of business with. But my frustration level was at a 10 at this point. So I just explained to her, here's kind of what happened. Here's the email or text, whatever we use here. And she's like, all right, well, she signs off on my paperwork and tells me to drop the trailer and take the paperwork into whatever dock it was in. So here's where it even ties my bad week all together. So I had met this yard dog there earlier in the day. And like I said, I'm extremely frustrated, but I'm not showing that. He kicks me out. I don't think I mentioned this in this video. He's like, hey man, you gotta move. I gotta park these trailers. And I forgot what I said, but he just started laughing. He's like, hey man, thanks. That's the first time I've laughed in like 2 days. So he recognizes me from being there earlier when I'm parking my trailer, and he says, hey man, are you at Prime? Because my truck's not as obvious as with Prime's. I don't have Prime all over it. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, man, we got a trailer in door 85. The battery's like dead in it. Do you know how to jump the trailer? And I said, well, I know how to do it. That doesn't mean it's going to jump it. But you know what? It's already been a bad enough day. I might as well help somebody out. So I go to door 85, back up to the trailer, try to jump it. It's not jumping. So at this point, get with road assist, kind of tell them what's going on and everything, and kind of work that situation out. Then I think I'm about to be scot-free, right? Just gonna go grab, because they had a few trailers down there, grab the newest trailer I could find and get out of there. And then he says, hey man, I know it's been a tough day, but we got this trailer down here that we were trying to load earlier, and even when the doors are shut, it's showing that the on the screen that the door's open and we don't want to load the trailer. Could you take this off our, could you take this trailer? Because, we're not going to load it. So now I get, now I get to take this broken trailer off their hands, right? So at this point, I'm just a little frustrated. I just messaged my fleet manager. I'm like, hey, I'm kind of done talking for the day, but here's kind of what's going on. Can you give me a call in the morning before you dispatch me? I forgot it was a Friday. So he calls me and he's like, hey man, I'm not going to be in tomorrow. What's up? So I tell him, I got this bad trailer. It'd be easy for me to dump it on somebody else because, chances are it might have been a dropping hook or something like that. I said, you know what? I'm 65 miles away from Pittston. I might as well just drop it off there. So he's like, yeah, you know what? If you drop it off there, I'd appreciate it and I'll pay you for it. Well, really saying you're going to pay me for it is almost like saying I'm going to break even out of it because you got all them tolls and stuff along the way. And then the trailer wasn't full of fuel. So since I'm the last person that picked up the trailer, coming in, they're going to hit you with that fuel. And I was like, listen, I'm doing this as a favor. He's like, man, sometimes the guy in inbound was like, sometimes favors aren't the best thing to do. So I got to handle the fuel on that as well. So come through inbound, and if there's anybody working for Prime and you want to practice your backing skills, come out to the Pittston terminal. There's real life backing backing practice you can get into out here because this place is absolutely packed. So I drive around a little bit out here, try to find a spot to back into. Finally found a spot to back into. And listen, for those of you guys that might not be too experienced in trucking, like I said, I'm a rookie myself, but if you are trying to back into tight spots, especially where there's not a lot of room in front of you, slide them tandems to the rear. It definitely makes it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about the swing on the trailer, stuff like that. So anyway, back it in. And I'm just thinking about it, man. I'm like, it's Saturday. I'm at Pittston. The last 3 days, I haven't had a chance to take a shower, nothing. Because, I was at this service plaza that didn't have showers. And I was at where was I at the last day? It doesn't even matter. I forget. I just wasn't in a place where I could take a shower. So I'm about as funky as 70s R&B right now. So I'm about to run here and take a shower. And I was just like, I just messaged, dispatch. It's not my normal fleet manager anyway, so I felt a little bit better about this. And all this shit that I've been going through on account of other people, whether it's sales, dispatch, receivers, all, and bringing trailers. I've helped enough people. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit my ass here till tomorrow, 0800, and get a chance to relax. So that's what I'm doing. So I was planning on running in and taking a shower, but if Willie's watching this, man, that double cheeseburger was calling my name. So I had to go grab a double cheeseburger, and then I'm going to run back in here and take a shower in a little bit. But it has been just not the best week. So what's on the horizon? Check this out. I've had this. I bought it when I was on home time. I haven't even used it yet because I've been either dealing with sub-zero temperatures and not really wanting to mess around. But got this little GoPro 9 here, and I would be looking about as corny as hell. But I figure, get this bad boy on, drive around, get some live action backing going on, stuff like that. And, at least try to make my channel at least somewhat like I am concerned about the quality of it, things like that. But, so I'm going to be doing that, and I'm also going to be doing a review, my 2-year review on Prime Inc., and we are going to be talking about every aspect of Prime: recruiting, orientation, PSD, TNT, upgrade process, safety, claims, dispatch, company culture. We're going to be talking about all that stuff. And, you know, I'm going to be keeping it absolutely real on this, but, you know, if you're kind of wondering where I'm sitting on it, if you think back to some of my other videos, I'd always said, or my initial plans were to only stay at Prime for a year, do my stuff, get my own truck, and, you know, either go do power only somewhere, get my own authority or something like that. So the fact that I'm still with Prime lets you know kind of what my thoughts are on this company. That being said, there's a few things that you know, I might make some remarks on that, you know, may not necessarily be bad, but may not be 100% favorable. But anyway, that's about all I got to say about that. For all you people that hollered at your boy when I was in the Pittston terminal, it is much appreciated. It does feel good kind of going in there knowing that, you know, I don't got to just sit all by myself or, you know, whatever. Because in reality, I'm really not the type person to just be randomly going up to people. So it just makes it a whole lot easier. Anyway, enough said about that. I do thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.